Hello there, good morning to you. This is John Powell here with the weather forecast from the Gower Weather Centre. A mild day, or relatively mild. The fresh wind blowing may not always make it feel that way. Nevertheless, a temperature now outdoors is around 8 or 9 Celsius and later climb to around 11 or 12. That's 52, 54 Fahrenheit. Several degrees above normal for February. My name's John Powell and I'm the Gower and Swansea weatherman. And I have been recording the weather here for the Met Office for best part of, 47 years, getting on for half a century of weather now. And also I've been broadcasting on the local radio station, Swansea Sound, since about 1970, well, late 74. So yes, certainly the temperatures I have noticed a rise in temperatures over this period, going up by about a degree or 1 degree, but in fact last month, January, they were almost at 2 degrees above the long period minimum, and in fact on the 19th I recorded the highest January night temperature, well, since I've been recording in 47 years. It never fell below 10.3 Celsius. That's just over 50 Fahrenheit. I used to do a program on Swansea Sound where we would go round different places around the southwest coast of Wales and contact people like Peter Jones, who was always very kind and very helpful to me. And in those days he didn't have his sophisticated recordings out, and if he wasn't quite sure, he'd say, "We'll call back in 10 minutes time and I'll let you know what the conditions are like."
I've been surfing now for 41 years. I started in 1967, and you know, I sort of monitor the weather a bit. I was the guy who lived in Llangenneth who was looking at surf all day long, and he used to ring me up to do a little bit of a surf report on the radio, you know. Llangenneth's quite a unique place. It's sort of an indicator beach for all the other beaches on the Gower. So if you know what it's like in Llangenneth, then you know what it's going to be like in Langland, Caswell. So all the guys used to ring me, you know, sort of all times of the day. And then in the 80s, I bought an answer machine. And one of the answer machines exploded within about a year because it was going constantly, because you could only get one call at a time. And then it was late 80s, early 90s, a friend of mine said, "Why don't you get one of those 0898 numbers, one of these premium rate?" Because in those days they were all sort of, you know, dirty numbers. So, and I said, "Yeah, I could do some heavy breathing before I do the surf report." "It's going off today yet." And I started up my surf line then.
Hello again, and off we go with the surf line, keeping you up to date with the very latest surfing conditions from the Gower Coast, South Wales. This is Pete Jones,
I don't know so much about global warming, but the only thing that I can really say for sure, sea temperature has risen since the 60s. It was very rare for me to surf in the summers in the 60s without a wetsuit on. You know, in July and August we were always in like 3mm wetsuits, and I remember the summer of 2006, which was our hottest summer, I surfed here for 2.5 months in board shorts and a vest.
If tides are your thing, well, you'll want to know their whereabouts today. They were fully in around 7 o'clock this morning, so ebbing now, low water just after 1 o'clock roughly. Next high water not until early this evening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now spring has come, I'm still here, but the frost it came and it took him out there. Even Mr. Dragonfly, he couldn't stand the power held in Mother Nature's hand. I'll be sure to tell every one of my children of the fate I set in my prison. I know it can't be undone, but at least together we have some fun. Well, girl, you know I met lots of people and they all want to leave. They kick, screaming, shouting, please, yeah. Well, girl, out of these lots of people, you're stuck staring back at me, exactly where you want to be, yeah. I'll hibernate through the winter's cold, and if I play my cards right, I'll be here till I'm old. I'll remember on the last day of my life that for one to live, one must die. I'll hibernate through the winter's cold, and if I play my cards right, I'll be here till I'm old. I remember on the last day of my life that for one to live, one must